And are you Mr. Chapa?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we are here for sentencing. In this case, the jury found you guilty on some counts, I believe. And on some, you were sentenced to prison.
Yes, ma'am.
On others, they sentenced you to probation. So it's the court's understanding that you served your prison sentence, and now we're here to address the issues for probation. Is that correct? All right. The court ordered a PSI report to be done. Have you all had a chance to review the PSI report?
I have.
I personally have not. Mr. Lunan, I believe, has, and he can't be here this morning.
All
Judge.
right.
I
Would you
apologize.
like to review the report? Thank you, Judge. Sure. All right. And yes, I think this is the correct one. Probation, did you have one?
No, Your Honor.
This is what I have in my file.
Is this from 2016? Oh. Then David. And that's fine, Judge. We can proceed.
Okay. All right. So let me see which counts.
This counts 1, 3, and
I'm sorry, counts. You said counts 1
3 and 11.
and 11. All right. And let me just find their judgments to see what.
Also, the court has looked at this approach briefly.
Yes.
In looking through the court's file, we did find that the sitting district court at that point in time, I believe Judge Hiller had already ordered conditions.
So are you in receipt of that?
And the state would agree with that, Judge. We've seen those conditions of probation that were originally signed. Those are in the court's file. Those were signed at the time of sentencing. That the conditions of probation were already ordered and signed by the court and by the defendant himself.
Okay, so that counts 1, 2, and 3.
1, 3, and 11.
I'm sorry, 1, 3, and 11.
That's correct. And some of the judgments don't reflect the correct sentences, and the state will have to do a non-proton motion on that to fix some of the judgments.
All right. So then the only issue is with regards to reporting. I usually order the different things when people are on probation, but if Judge Hilbig has already ordered conditions, I'm not going to interfere with his orders unless there's a reason to interfere with his orders. Okay. Just one moment off the record. Attorneys for this jury trial? Raphael Leal. The next question the jurors have is, could Mia have dropped the charges after the outcry? So here you are. And I'll send an answer back. All right. So we're back on the record. Thank you all. Sorry for the interruption. So state you believe there are some issues with the previous judge's orders or issues with the judgment?
Well, the judgments, I think one of the judgments doesn't reflect, at least one of the judgments doesn't reflect the correct number of years sentenced. And possibly 2 of the judgments. I think they all say 8 years, but that's not correct.
I mean, that job.
Okay.
Give you my whole one.
Thank you, because this is a thick file.
Count 1. This is count 3 and count 3. Observations themselves, and what the judgments all reflect is that Mr. Chapa was sentenced to 6 years. And going through the court's file and stuff, we did find out, and I think the court's going to find out that it was a clerical error that was involved. The count 1 is a 6-year TDC. Count 3 was actually 10 years, you can see,
Okay.
and count 11 was an 8-year.
Okay, yes, I do see count 1 is 6, count 3 is 10. And then count, flipping through pages. And then count 11 is 8 years.
Correct, but all the judges itself is like 6.
Okay,
So
all right, we can, I think,
do a non-pro on that.
all right, Caroline, will you be able to, correct those? Because the judgments are off.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll get that done for you.
Okay, Judge.
All right, and then, I'm assuming I'm assuming, Judge Hilbig ordered reporting.
All of the conditions are on there, Judge. I do know that, I did notice that, sex offender was ordered. I think specifically, what, was the hope of Mr. Lennon was that the, sex offender unit, be ordered. He was hoping that among those conditions that he would be restricted, internet access and some kind of evaluation and treatment that would, address the mindset that allowed him to believe he could use his power as a police officer to manipulate women for his own sexual purposes in this
Well,
case.
it's ordered that he be in the sex offender program. And I think part of that program relates to internet access and treatment.
And he's already signed up, Judge, on release from prison. He's already engaged in all that. I think he's supposed to.
All
And
right.
we just wanted to make sure that was covered. Judge.
Yes. And then he'll have to do the reporting. And yes, you're gonna have to register. You understand?
Yes, that's already completed.
Okay. And probation, is there anything else?
No, not at this time, Your Honor. We will ensure that the case is active on our end. And I've already given him some contact information, so I'll just make sure we have everything up to date.
Okay. And then the clerk will correct the judgment.
I think the only other question that was remaining outlying was we know that he has 10 years of probation that he has to be on for. But should there be any issue with his probation, should he have to come before you for an MTR? Is what his underlying sentence would be that he would be facing should he be revoked?
Oh, exactly what's in the
Right.
the judgment from the jury. So where the jury says 10 years, then it's 10 years. Where they say it's 6 years, it's 6 years.
And it is my understanding also that when he went to prison, although he's not getting credit for the time in prison, he is getting credit for time in probation. So his probation is only going to be for 4 years, not the 10.
Yes. And so the date from probation, because the judge entered the judgment on that date, the 10-year sentence starts from the date that the judge entered conditions of probation. Yes, counsel. All right. So in this courtroom, communication is key if you want to be successful on probation. If there are any questions, ask your probation officer. If you feel as though your probation officer is not addressing those issues, then Ms. Abrams will tell you we're in court Monday through Fridays, not really Fridays. We try not to be, but I'm here Monday through Friday. And you can always address those issues. And of course, you can always contact Mr. Porter if there's an issue. There's to be no drug use. And I'm very serious about no internet use. And so you need to make sure you follow the conditions that the sex offender program has for you, because otherwise we won't have an issue. Now, something that I do require, and I'm adding this, even though he's entered his conditions, with regards to employment, you are not to have any employment as a home healthcare provider with minors. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. I'm already employed.
All right, thank you. But that's something that the court always orders in felony court, okay?
Yes, ma'am. And then may I ask a question?
Yes.
For the internet stuff, I'll get with them because like for work, I do have to get online to research parts that we order, things like that. So I guess they'll discuss that.
You will need to let them know whatever phone you have, whatever access you have, you need to let them know that.
Yes, ma'am. I already have most of that with the police department where I'm living.
All right. And counsel, if there's an issue with his work and his use of the computer, just come back and we'll see if we can solve that issue.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Is there anything else from either side?
No, Your Honor.
Nothing defense.
All right, thank you.
A former police officer returned to the courtroom after completing his prison sentence, believing the hardest part of his life was finally over. But the judge explained that his freedom would come with strict conditions that could not be ignored. He would remain on probation, register as a sex offender, attend mandatory treatment, and follow severe restrictions on internet use and employment. The judge warned him that even a single violation could send him back to prison for years. As the courtroom listened, the former officer asked whether he could use the internet for his job, revealing just how much his everyday life would now be controlled. The judge emphasized that every decision, every action, and every mistake would be closely monitored by probation officers. This was no longer about punishment alone. It was about proving he could live responsibly under the law. As he quietly accepted the court's orders, the atmosphere remained tense. His future no longer depended on a jury, but on the choices he would make every single day. One wrong decision could erase his second chance forever, leaving everyone to wonder whether he could truly rebuild his life or end up back behind bars.